Alright, Matches of Mayhem Instant Reaction for episode 13.
Best friends forever.
Best friends forever. Yeah, alright. Best friends, really, guys? Ain't nobody give a shit about this friendship that we just learned about 4 weeks ago. Alright, best friends forever. But nah, fun episode. Let's get to our big three. The big three things that we took away from this episode. First being the Footsie Fight heard around Vietnam. I don't know about you guys. I felt a little uncomfortable with all this feet touching, talking about foot massages and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. When they're in a house, things happen. Like, people get really close in curious ways. Not in a sexual way, just like Rachel said. He's like, we just give each other massages and shit because there ain't nothing else to do. Did Michelle take it too far with the slander there?
Or was she like just stating the truth? I mean, I don't know. He got caught. I don't know. It's also been like Aviv like all over Johnny, like, and now it's kind of like, it's adding up a little bit. But I don't know. It could be that everybody's so close.
Toxic. So you think Aviv and Johnny got a little, you don't know, we don't know something?
A situationship? I don't know.
It kind of reminds me of Pulp Fiction, where Samuel L. Jackson is like, or maybe John Travolta is like, yo, a foot rub is a thing. We don't want to say it's a thing, but it's a thing. So Rodney, is it a thing, or is Michelle just throwing shade?
It's nothing. That's exactly what she was doing. She was throwing shade. I mean, it didn't even look right. And on top of that, you really think if they had something going on that they've been in the house all this time and no one's seen anything? A Banana's been too busy running his mouth, yelling at everyone to be even involved in any type of relationship. So I don't think it was anything.
I mean, if it was something, then Aviv better get angry because Johnny's also touching up on Jenny's feet, on Rachel's feet. He's, who
Right.
else?
So I mean,
He's about to
why
be
would he
touching
doing
on
that?
Josh's feet soon.
No.
Personally, I thought that was foul. Listen, you can tease and poke fun at them, but that's not exactly what she was doing. I think she was trying to insinuate something else. Now, it feels like we got cut off, like we didn't see everything where it started and things like that, but
Yeah.
for Aviv to get offended, and she's like the nicest person in the house, it must have been like pretty catty.
Yeah, I think we missed out on a lot of the extra drama that was on the bus. But I mean, from what they gave, it started to insinuate that, and then it only leads to one mind thinking like that.
Now, I mean, all's fair in love, war, and the challenge, right? So did Johnny get a little too heated for these comments when he's got no problem throwing comments out there like, oh, you're soon to be broken up, you're a snake and stuff like that. And as soon as it turns on him, he's like making a fuss about it, unless that's part of his strategy.
That's the beauty of a master manipulator. You have to be ready from both angles. When it's coming at you, you got to be prepared. When you're going to dish it, you got to be prepared. And so he's always prepared. And that's the thing, Some people are always prepared to dish it, but can't take it. You could see that before when Cara Maria was being cocky and running her mouth, and then as soon as somebody hit a low blow with her, it just broke her mentally. That happens with Michelle because she has these breakdowns, but Bananas is always ready. It don't even matter. So absolutely, that was part of the plan.
I mean, speaking of Cara Maria, yo, what's up with this bunion situation? Like, she's all butthurt that she can't get no foot rubs because she's rocking the bunions on the feet.
Yo, when you do like how many eliminations, your feet are bound to be jacked. Like, it's not looking right.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's what you got your little guy around Paulie to do. He's not there. It's not Johnny's fault. You don't just get to switch over to a new foot massager mid-season. So
Yeah.
all right. So some people think that this is just shade. Some people think that where there's smoke, there's fire on this relationship. We'll see. We'll see if Aviv. I mean, I don't. I think she has like a whole ass family at home and is like happy and stuff like that. So I don't know about all these insinuations, but that, moving on. Big thing number 2. There's a lot of alliances shifting, people jumping one side to the other during this episode. What was either like the most surprising to you or like the best move that you guys saw tonight?
Corey, hands down. Corey, he finally stopped trusting people, right? And even though he had that so-called agreement with Michelle, he knew that with him and Cara Maria just sitting there, it made sense to have a conversation and at least see what we could get out of it, you know, because he know he has no numbers, especially with Josh's flip-floppy ass. Like, that's supposed to be his boy, and he can't even depend on him. You know what I mean? So that was a big step in the right direction. I was glad to finally see him do it, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Like you said, he stopped trusting people and went with, or like had better instincts to know, I think Michelle's going to turn on me. If she does, Cara, you jumped up a spot to my number one. And guess what? Smart move, because Cara definitely the stronger player. So I think it's the better move to make. But yeah, good. Seems like after how many seasons, Corey's finally learning. You agree, Ash? Was that the move of the night?
I mean, it's definitely up there. I was so proud of Corey to like actually be seeing him think strategically at least, and he knew that something didn't feel right. But I'm so happy about him. I don't know if that was the best move of the night.
Do you think it sets up Corey for the remainder of the season to possibly make another finals run? Because he's sort of, starting to align with stronger people. We can't forget that Rachel also said she has his back. So it would seem that she's really mostly aligned with Johnny, Josh, and Corey. So everybody else, I think, unless Rachel's just like making deals with everybody too, but it seems like Corey's in a better spot now.
I guess it just depends. If Cara like really could step up here, then yeah, he's in a better spot. But if she's going to be like fourth or fifth or third, it really does nothing for his game. I mean, even if Rachel protects him, she's so like going hard for Johnny that every other word out of her mouth is like, oh yeah, I got to protect Johnny, or, like Johnny's angels, or even if it is Rachel's angels, she's still there to protect him. And I think it's a good friend. Like, okay, like you're doing well, but I think it's just a shitty situation for Corey.
Yeah. So we'll see if that position's precarious or is a little stronger tonight. I gotta say, man, Josh, he jumped ship on the Vacation Alliance at the right time. I think joining Rachel's Angels is a pretty good move, but I don't think it's the best move of the night. The best move are the ones that we didn't even see coming, that we don't even see happening, but that they're gliding along without detection. And I got to give that to my boy Derek, who again avoided the targets, has seemingly good relationships all over the house. We don't see them. He doesn't expose them. He doesn't cause no drama. He's just skating on through on his way to the finals. So I got to give that guy best deal maker in the house. He's protected. He's chilling right now. As long as he doesn't come in last, doesn't look like anybody's, trying to put a target on him.
Yeah, I agree. He's just like flying so low under the radar. Even getting called out with like the whole guilty by association with Ryan or whatever his name was. I forgot.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yes. He's only been on the challenge for like 20 years, Ash. Right. His name is Ryan.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even with like being guilty by association with him, like just riding by, coasting, and not being called out, he still managed to do this. Like, that's a skill, I guess. You just got to entertain the house and teach people how to cook. Sign me up.
He was just like, get back here with my spatula. My tortillas are gonna burn. If it's not the first time. Although, come on, man, you're Latino. You can pick up the tortillas with your hand right off the burner. Look.
Yep. Real quick.
You don't need no spatula. What is that? All right, but we'll give him a pass. He's in Vietnam. Maybe he doesn't trust the stove.
They use coal.
He's doing good, but him not being in elimination is not helpful. I don't think it's beneficial to him. I think he's got to do one in there because, I mean, you see Kylan, man, he's winning challenge after challenge. I mean, he almost won this one, right? And so he is like basically the front runner on the men's side. And, when you think of the numbers with like, you still got Jordan there. I mean, now Corey just formed a bond with Cara Maria and stuff. I mean, when it comes down to it, right? Like, who's going to be the odd man out? Because if you think about it, I feel like one of them is not going to make it. And, Derek should at least go down there and prove himself just so somebody, may want to strike a deal with him later. You know, I mean, yeah, he's sneaking by and stuff, but you know, what if Bananas turns around and then he's like, yeah, man, you know what? I'm gonna use Derek as bait now and throw him under the bus like he did with Ryan, where he's just like, you know, this guy has done nothing, or you know, Derek hasn't really been put to the test yet, you know? Because I mean, Bananas could throw out anything at any point. That's just my take.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of too is it's a little harsh, but maybe a couple of guys that they're fine with him skating by because they see him as a layup in the final. And so I'm sure like Johnny's wet dream right now is let me get Kylan and Jordan to go down into the sand and go against each other. Or same thing with the other guys. Like let me get the two other strong guys, you know, Corey and Johnny down there in the sand to go against each other and hope that it's physical. Like so I think a lot of them are fine letting Derek just kind of skate by with the idea. It was different when they were in the air, the teams, and Johnny's just like, I'm sick of having this anchor on my team. Once it went to individual, it's just like, all right, let's keep some of the easier players going. So we'll see. Of course, if you're going down into the sand, you want to go against the easier player too. So we'll see how it goes. But so far, it's looking pretty lovely for my boy Cherry. Last big thing here on this episode, we saw a lot of two-facedness going on tonight, and so I gotta ask, who's having their best villain arc so far this season? Is it the guy you called the flip-flopper? Is it Michelle? Or is it the master manipulator, Bananas?
My hot take is Bananas. He's having a season, and I think I've been saying this, but he wants to be like the all-star of House of Villains because he is just killing it with just being a manipulator, being a villain, like cutting you so hard with his words and then making you just keep thinking about him, guilting you, like and then he just like shits on you like, ha, but I'm the overall winner because both of you guys are going against each other. So like, I mean, he's having his ultimate villain season right now. This is his villain era.
I agree with that.
Calling out Ryan, saying you're doing nothing for our team, and they're getting him to go down into Mario Kart battle. That's pretty elite stuff. Telling
guilting Josh to flip flop his vote. I mean, to turn on his era. I mean, that was a badass move.
I will have to give some credit there to Devin, who also guilted him. The way Johnny said today that Michelle and Devin guilted Josh to do their bidding. So, but I see it. Rodney, you agree with that?
Yeah, and you know what is even better is that he's walking us through it. You know what I mean? Like when you watch it, he's literally breaking down every move that he's doing. And he's telling you, you know, sometimes you just got to find one weak spot. You poke at it. And then the whole building falls down. And that's exactly what he's doing. You know, when he picks the target, he just keeps going in. And it's working because people just, I don't know what's going on with people's headspaces right now, but they're just like in the wrong mindset. You know, so many people just focus on other things but the money. And I don't get it. But I mean, when you're this far in the game, like that should be the only thing you're worried about. Later for the friendships, we could see each other outside, you know, when I'm rich, when I win, you know, then we could go hang out. For now, later.
You know, I'm seeing a little bit of maybe I'm seeing a connection here. I don't know if you guys been watching The Penguin, which just finished up their amazing season. But if you haven't, there's The Penguin, one of the elite villains. And then we have Sophia, the daughter of Carmine Falcone. And I'm seeing a lot where Johnny's playing his best penguin, you know, just surviving in this game, becoming a bigger villain. And you have Michelle, his Sophia. And I think she's on her top villain arc. I've never seen someone try to gaslight a whole challenge audience so hard into us thinking that she is an underdog that you want to root for. I never wanted to root for someone so much to go home. Like, it's ridiculous.
Really?
So first of all, save me these alligator or crocodile tears. I can't even get my animals straight. How I'm like livid right here. Save me these crocodile tears with you saying everyone's against me. You know, it's like you literally have like all these dudes ready to be like, am I your number one? Like Corey's like, you're my number one. Michelle's like, I got nobody in this game. What are you talking about? And then you're gonna turn around to the one person that nobody has beef with. This is how you could tell somebody's like truly powerless in this game. You go against somebody who you think is weak. So she calls out Aviv for like playing footsies with Johnny, and she knows what she's doing. And then Aviv comes saying it offended me, and all she's doing is making these faces. I'm done. Like, I'm done with your villainy. Someone who makes backstabbing moves all the time and cries about it afterwards. I'm not buying it. I'm done.
And it's not like she's new on that. She's been doing that. Like the season before, the 39, how she like orchestrated Olivia to go against Nerys, and even just like how she backstabbed everybody, and then you still ended up going home. Like this whole time too, I was saying like, "Ugh, I can't wait for you to go home. Like go home. Like you're so annoying." But I don't know. I don't know if she takes it.
I don't know if like the challenge actually like is wants to give someone like a bad edit, or they actually think we're invested in that friendship. We are not invested in this 4-week-old friendship between these two girls. Like nobody cares. And half the episode was them crying because they had to go against each other. Guess what? That's what happens when you piss off a 7-time champion. He's gonna keep coming back and targeting you. That's why you don't do it. Now you're learning your lesson. Take your lumps and man up, or sack up, whatever you want, whatever chauvinistic saying you want to use, and get over it. Like play the game. But to victimize yourself this whole time off moves that you knew you were making. You knew what you were doing when you targeting him. Like, get over it. I'm done. Anyway.
Yeah, and I feel like the show doesn't even know what to do with Olivia anymore. You know, I mean, even when she first got on here and, you know, she was involved with Nelson and then her little beef with Nerys. So I'm like, okay, so you're trying to be the villain now? And now Michelle's your best friend and Naya's your best friend and you guys are ladies of leisure. They're all gone. You know, I mean, she's kind of just out there. And I mean, I never see her work out. I don't know if you guys have, but I never see her do anything except laying there. So, I mean, if she wants this challenge so bad, like, why is she not putting any work in?
Ladies of layup. That's what we coined them. The ladies of layup. It's like, no, that's not what they do. And guess what? They're going home in consecutive order now. It's just like,
right.
Exactly.
The show doesn't know what to do with them because they don't know what to do with themselves, in the fact of, are you going to make sneaky moves, then own up to it? Like Johnny knows he has to play the villain because it just makes it easier for him to go through this game and make the moves that he's moving. These girls, they're, these two ladies of layup, they're like making moves that are sneaky or making comments that are sneaky, but then want to be like, no, I'm the innocent underdog. The house is against me. Stop.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Nope.
Yeah. No. Oh, no.
So we'll see. This is definitely more of a, I don't know. I guess we had to have a dud of an episode,
right?
Focused on, some of the players. It's also tough because, did these directors have who has the foot fetish? Is it like Johnny who wants all these women's feet around him, or is it the producers let me get a close?
Is this MTV or Nickelodeon? What are we doing?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Who gave Dan Schneider a job at MTV?
It's like 20 close-ups of busted toes, and what are we doing? Nobody trying to see that.
I don't know. Some people are trying to see that. I was like, some people, I'm like,
and they can subscribe. Like, we don't need.
I'm saying they gave away the goods on this episode. Right. I still want to see the bunions though. Where's Cara and her bunions? Like,
go
exposed.
On Finder.com. Show her. Look her up.
Nah, I ain't paying for that. That's why I pay for cable to watch the challenge. All right, so those were instant reactions. I feel like they're a little off, but the episode was a little off. Like, on who they decided to cover. So
blame MTV. Don't blame us.
And
don't blame us.
Why were they cooking in the dungeon? Like, I still don't get that part. That whole scene where Michelle was cooking with Derek, and I'm like, where are they? I don't know what kind of stove that was, but in that big ass castle, that's the kitchen they have. Like, it looked like it was in somebody's closet. They
got like a whole ass worthless staircase that they all sit on randomly for no reason.
Right.
But they're cooking in like Harry Potter's room under the stairs. Like, what the fuck? Like, whoever designed this old ass castle was like, I don't know. I don't know if they maybe they should go back to architecture school, but it's weird. But that scene with Michelle and Josh, they both look like the most annoying people to talk to or like argue with.
Yo, for real.
Like
for real.
One is like, "Don't annoy me," and the other one's like, "Don't scream," and they're just like yelling the same thing at each other or back and forth. I'm just like, is this the TV that you wanted to give us, guys? Like, these are
Did
not
they
the
watch
people.
this episode back before it aired?
Give me like 30 minutes of fucking Jordan, Tori, and Josh doing like ayahuasca or whatever they were doing there, like laying on their backs.
Right? You can hear Josh crying in his meditation.
Jordan's like
funny.
having multiple deep orgasms while wearing the compression legs
Right,
things.
the legs.
Like,
Dude, I looked that thing
you're the
up. That
best.
thing is like $800.
jeez.
Yeah.
I wonder if they all share it. We were talking last week about they're all sharing fits. They're sharing Jordan's cowboy hat, and now they're all sharing the compression. And they're taking trash bucket ice baths, which, listen, I can only imagine you got to find a way to pass the time on the challenge. But that's more interesting just to see, like, what the fuck are you guys doing for 18 hours a day
time, right? Yeah.
in your spare time to like, another thing. How many times did Johnny walk around with the guitar? Let me hear what he's playing. Like, is he good?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Because I'm saying he always has it on. Somebody has to have heard him.
I
Unless
thought
they
he
don't
was
wanna
gonna
pay.
perform a song or something. Like, I was like, all right, this is about to break the ice. This episode, they didn't give a shit. They gave us shit. That's all they gave us.
What's a good foot song that Johnny, like Footloose? Was that what Johnny was singing? Footloose the whole time? Walk on by, like something. Right. Yeah, that would have been more interesting than watching Olivia and Michelle cry a bunch of times about how much they're gonna miss each other. So guess what? Not us. All right, guys. I think I had more fun talking to you guys than watching tonight's episode. Yeah. So I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week for the next episode. Hopefully, there's more feet. Bye.